Hey guys, welcome to Eco Me and Eco You.
Proudly brought to you by the Eco Brush. Hey guys, so I love the Eco Brush because they've thought about the product right from how it's made all the way through to the end of its life cycle, including the packaging, and that's why we're proud to have them on as sponsors for this season's podcast of Eco Me and Eco You.
It was funny. Today I posted, between all my 100 days, I've been, because I'm behind.
I saw that. Yeah.
I've been pushing them out. But I usually do my bullet journal. I have a bullet journal so I can basically personalize my planner. So I usually do a weekly planner, and then I have I then organize my workload and have places for notes and stuff. So each week I usually have a new my layout for the week. And my friend messaged, she's like, "How is your keyboard so clean?" Because it's one of those Apple ones, and it's wireless, and it's basically all white.
Oh, yeah.
And what happens is, because obviously your fingers, just because of all the oil and stuff, the keyboard ends up getting quite grubby.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, funny you should mention that. I literally cleaned it last week, because I just did a whole dust of my things. It was just getting a bit dusty, so I'm like, I'll clean the keyboard while I'm there. I'm like, that's why it's so clean. Thanks for noticing.
Yeah. It's funny the way keyboards are the one things that freak me out. I used to hate having to use somebody else's keyboard.
Oh yeah.
The food.
Yeah, it does gross me out. That's partly why I try not to eat at my desk as much as well, because I'm I don't like all of those crumbs going in there. But then when I do clean my keyboard, I flip it over and shake it out.
It's so gross, right?
Yeah, it's atrocious.
That, and if someone's the IT guy sits in your seat and does stuff, and you come back and the seat is warm. I hate sitting in a warm seat.
I know, there's nothing. I feel like there's nothing worse, because you just know another butt's
Someone
been there
else's butt
literally
has
just
heated it
before
up.
yours.
It does. That I like buses.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no. But some people way warmer than other people. The IT guy at my old job, he just was he just ran way hotter than anybody else. So he would always leave the seat way hotter. Sorry.
Butt's looking painful to do up.
It was hard to get the second band over, the third band over. 2 wasn't enough, and the third one was a bit tight.
Oh.
Okay. Hi guys.
Hey guys.
Welcome back to season 2, episode 3.
Yeah. Welcome back.
Can't believe we're 3 in already. It's so fast.
I know, it's we're oh yeah, we're gonna do season 2, and then we did our sweet little business meeting, which was so professional, and we decided what we were doing and all that stuff, and then it's oh, now we're fully into it again.
Yeah. I feel way more legit because we have a sponsor.
Yeah, me too. But I mean, our setups, I feel just got in more ghetto.
Our setup is so ghetto. So we're sitting in our second bedroom with the coffee table. We pulled the coffee table up from downstairs on the floor, and Nick's sitting on a little poof and I'm sitting on a cushion, and I still have my little cardboard barrier.
Yeah, I'm still blocking her out, guys.
Yeah, I'm still in the naughty corner.
Yeah. I might eventually upgrade you to something a bit more pretty, so at least you're not looking at card, but
it's natural. This is natural beauty. We do have wine this evening, though.
We do have wine.
We haven't had wine in a podcast in a long time.
Yeah, I think not since the
first
episode. Well, it's because usually we record it during the day, and usually it's in the morning, so it's start drinking at that time, and it's just it's just trouble waiting for happen. Yeah. So usually we drink tea or something before, but we've actually got wine this evening, so that's quite nice. Nice for a Monday.
Oh, yeah, it's Monday and we're drinking wine.
Yeah. It's fine. We're doing extra work on top of our normal work, so it's okay.
Yeah, we are. Cool. So this week, this is actually a topic that we've been wanting to talk about for quite a while now, hasn't it? And it's for me, I'm quite comfortable talking about it now, but earlier in my sustainable journey was kind of something that was a little bit like, not controversial, but a little bit like, I don't want to talk about it. Like it can be quite opinionated.
Yeah, I think there can be a lot of passionate people in this area of meat.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're going to talk about reducing our consumption of like meat and dairy products for the environment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's actually quite a big one. Like that you can reduce your impact quite a lot by not eating as much meat.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially beef.
Yeah, especially beef. Yeah, so I think it's something really important to talk about, especially because like I've kind of started down that track now. So I thought, we've wanted to talk about it for a while. Just felt like now's the right time.
Yeah, it's a good time to talk about it.
So,
right. Should we start with some facts?
Yeah, let's start with some facts.
It's always good to start with facts.
Hit me with some facts, Krystal.
Okay. So, in March last year, I wrote a blog post called Why We Choose to Eat Less Meat to Live More Sustainably.
Yeah.
And that was me just kind of like addressing that meat has an impact. We should eat it more. This is what I know and what I'm doing personally.
Yeah. So you mean we should eat it less?
Is that not what I said?
You said we should eat it more.
Why we should eat less meat, more vegetables. So I think one thing, this is like, I'll link the article, my blog post below, but one of the things I talked about was that my husband said the only reason he would ever stop eating meat was for sustainable reasons. We eat very little meat now.
Yeah.
Like very little meat. So let's just get down to the nitty gritty. So there are 7.4 billion people inhabiting the earth.
Yeah. And
we require 30% of the available land to be able to sustain the amount of meat we eat. This information is from One Green Planet, by the way, which is a blog called Facts on Animal Farming and Environment. So to put that kind of like in a little bit more perspective, at the rate that we're growing to how much land we require, is that 7 football fields worth of land are bulldozed every minute to create more space for animal farming and the crops to feed them. So that's the animals and the food that the animals eat.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's a lot.
That's a
lot of land.
Yeah, that is a lot of land.
So that obviously has an impact on deforestation. And that obviously has an impact on climate change. And then there's also the water. So the water pollution that is caused by agricultural runoff, which is estimated to be 18% of the world's greenhouse gases.
Yeah. So it's quite a big contributor.
Yeah.
Basically.
Quite a big contributor. And I remember, I don't know if you're going to have this in the beginning, but I'll say it now.
Yeah.
So I watched a documentary before the flood, which has got Leonardo DiCaprio in it, who is a UN ambassador for climate change. I do highly recommend watching it. Again, I'll link it for you guys.
Yeah.
There's a set, because it kind of like, they talk about a whole lot of different things. It's not just one thing, and that's why I kind of like to use the word sustainability over anything else, because it's not just about not having meat or not using plastic or living low waste. It's about all these things that add up to being impactful for everyone's life. I guess living like humans, animals, and plants and whatnot. And one of the sections in this, so that covers like all these different aspects in the documentary.
Yeah.
And one of them is that they talk about this guy and like eating meat and stuff, and he said if you eat a chicken instead of eating beef, you reduce your carbon footprint by like 85%.
Is that because they're just like a smaller and they require less?
Yeah, so I guess smaller animal require less land mass, and also they probably don't, because cows produce quite a lot of methane out of that. But
yeah. Well, I mean, once you told me that, like I was saying before, like I've tried to reduce my like me eating beef down. Yeah. So it's like we are having like chicken meals and then maybe beef or pork, but then like making sure we have our vegetarian meals as well in there during the week.
Yeah. So eating less meat was kind of always something that I think I wanted to do, but I just never knew how to do it.
Yeah. It's quite hard, especially with like, I feel like especially in New Zealand culture, maybe like our generation, we grew up eating like having like our meat and then like 3 veg, like meat's always been a part of like our like day-to-day like dinner meals. So it's like to then try to think about it having like a different way is quite hard because you're used to having it this one way. And I found like I struggled with it. It's only been like recently when I've been like, okay, we're going down to at least one night a week we're having vegetarian. And for me that's like, for someone that I quite like meat.
Yes.
A lot. Like I was saying to Chris before, my in-laws call me like the baby T-Rex. Like that's my reputation.
You like the meat.
I like meat, but for it to be like more sustainable and just there's just a lot of reasons and it's super easy. I found like there's lots, especially now there's so many good recipes for vegetarians.
Yeah, it's
like
definitely
vegetarian
becoming more, it's easier and it's like got less of a bad name, I think.
Yeah, I think so as well. Like I think because it wasn't so mainstream, it was looked at as if you're a vegetarian then you were this like stereotypical thing that maybe not most people wanted to be associated with.
Yeah, think you're weird.
It's much like feminism or like anything like that. It's people look at it as like a negative thing, so then they don't really want to try it because they don't want to be associated with that stereotype. But yeah, I've tried to, especially like at work, I've been trying, or like when I talk to people, like talking about how I'm meal planning now and how like one of the reasons for that is so we can have like a vegetarian meal in our diet a week, and just trying to talk to people. But yeah, a lot of people have the same opinions. It's like, well, I've just always had meat. I don't know what to do.
You don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was exactly the same for us, and that's why it took me such a long time. It was like I tried. So I think we were doing the same, like maybe one vegetarian meal a week, because there's this thing called No Meat Mondays, right? Yeah. And it was vegetarian, not vegan. So we were always like trying to be vegetarian. Yeah. First, and then we can cut out other stuff like dairy. Yeah. A little bit later on. And it took me so long to get into a thing where it's like, okay, what am I going to cook? What am I going to make for dinner that is got the right nutrition, it's going to fill me up, and the husband's going to be happy? Because I think that's actually one of the harder things, is making sure that the males get enough food, because they always tend to eat way more, right? And they need more carbs or something, I don't know, more protein. So it's like my mate Dave.
Your mate Dave.
My Dave. Like, you know, they'll go out to like some nice restaurant, like real fancy, and he's like, it wasn't enough food, and like go on the way home, go to like Burger King or something, or like oh my god,
McDonald's?
No, Burger Fuel, and get like huge burger and fries.
Yeah.
And I was just like, so like, you know, he would really, someone like him who eats a lot of food would probably maybe struggle to go vegetarian, because he wouldn't know how to get enough food.
Well, yeah, especially because like
substance,
when you're used to that kind of like meat's like the main ingredient, so it's like trying to think of something that's like not meat is quite hard.
Meat substitute.
Yeah, like a meat substitute, or like
Yeah.
making sure that you're getting enough that you're like feeling full and stuff like that, and getting
Yeah.
what you need.
Yeah.
But yeah, I find like I'm loving on halloumi cheese. I love halloumi cheese. I know we're talking about like reducing dairy, but
that like dairy was the hard thing. Like, yeah, I can actually really easily cut out meat, but when you tell me that I can't eat cheese and milk, like that's hard. That's really hard.
Yeah, I really like dairy. Yeah, cheese is good.
So like the only dairy that I eat right is milk in my coffees. Like I've tried a few nut cheeses.
Nut milks?
Nut milks. So I've made my own oat milk. There was a stage in my life when I went dairy free and I tried different like rice milks and soys and stuff, and they just taste, I don't know, for me it doesn't taste nice. Oat milk I heard was the best to have with coffee because it doesn't separate as much as everything else, but that's all I can taste. I can do a coconut milk coffee.
Yeah,
I've had that a couple of times actually at a cafe. But then the coconut flavor is quite strong and I don't really taste the coffee. So that's one thing that will be the last thing I change. Just FYI.
Yeah. You're just putting it out there.
I've sacrificed so many other things in my life to live more sustainably, and the coffee is the one thing that I kind of just not ready to part with yet.
Yeah, which is fine.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing, right? You don't have to do everything.
No.
If you do a lot of everything, and we'll do something different. So, okay, if I'm going to have milk, try and have milk in like from a sustainable farm or somewhere like a small local farm and in a glass bottle, or get it in a, like we've talked about before on podcasts, in a plastic bottle that's recyclable.
Yeah, like the Lewis Roche bottles.
Yeah, so I get my milk I try to get my milk from a farmer's market, which is like a small farm. But I don't get there all the time, so I still do buy the milk. I went there once and they weren't there and I was real sad.
Oh,
it was completely empty. We pulled up the drive and there was nobody there. I'm like, oh, okay. So, but going back to eating less meat. So when we started eating less meat, and we would only buy meat from the butcher that was like, I knew he was sustainable. Yeah. Sustainably farmed meat, and that the cows would have been well loved and stuff. And then it just kind of got too hard to get out there because we had to hire the city hot car to get out there because it was like in Kohimarama.
Oh, yeah.
We'd have to catch a bus out there and back, and we could get veggies there too, but then they closed down. So that kind of stopped, obviously, and then we just kind of gave up. Yeah. And then it just all happened for us, actually. Like, it wasn't really planned. It was like, this is what we kind of want to do, and it just all happened. So we were in Greece a couple years ago. Yeah. Almost a couple years ago, and my friend is an amazing cook, and they don't eat a lot of meat. Purely because it's cheaper. This is the other thing. You eat less meat. It saves you so much money.
It does save you a lot of money, I've noticed.
So much money. It's actually stupid. And she was just making these really amazing vegetarian meals. And I was like, I can totally do this. Like, she's an incredible cook. Like, I'm jealous of her talents. Like, she is a zero waste chef. Like, there is no food waste in her house.
That's amazing.
Which is incredible. But that's just, she's always lived like that. Yeah. So, I don't know. I wish that was me. Yeah. But she totally inspired me to change the way that I cook, and I totally became more vegetarian because of that.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. Which is like, it's what we talk about time, right? It's like finding inspiration and then just being like, oh, actually, like, I can make this small change. Yeah. And then it just kind of grows from there, or... Yeah, you don't have to do it 100% right the first time round. Like, it's okay to not do it right. Yeah, it's like,
and take a while.
It's like what we talked about when we talked about our plastic free July. It's like
Yeah.
having realistic goals and knowing like, okay, I'm not able to go fully into this thing, but I can make this tiny step.
Yeah.
And then maybe I get used to that and then I make another step. Like it doesn't, you don't have to feel like you need to go fully vegetarian unless you want to, which is also fine.
Yeah.
But just reducing your meat consumption or / dairy consumption down, so maybe you are doing meatless Mondays and maybe that's what works for you and your family.
Yeah.
But it's a change in it and it helps.
Yeah, it definitely has a huge impact. Like,
yeah,
not eating the cow once a week, like that's huge.
Like,
yeah, or changing. Like, if you always eat red meat, maybe try to eat some white meat.
Yeah.
Or sustainably caught fish, you know.
Yeah.
But you do need to think about like making sure you get the right like nutrition in other areas.
Yes.
So tonight we had a vegan meal actually. It was completely vegan unless there's dairy in the pasta. Nick and I are looking at us like real like say what? I don't know. Anyway,
I don't know.
Unless there's dairy in the pasta, which there probably is, maybe it was pretty much completely vegan. So that's the other thing actually. We like end up becoming way more creative in the kitchen when you eat less meat and live with less waste. So tonight, excuse me, Nick was coming around. I'm like, Simon, can you pick up a courgette, a pepper if they're not too expensive, a can of sun-dried, a jar of sun-dried tomatoes. There was no sun-dried tomatoes in there.
Yeah, I did see the sun-dried tomatoes though on the bench, so I just think they didn't end up in
the meal.
No.
And I had a broccoli and onion, and I actually already had a capsicum here. And I used all of the broccoli, like I used the whole stem. And then I cooked some lentils. So the lentils give you like iron and a nice boost of protein. And that was actually a really yummy meal. Like I really enjoyed that.
I really enjoyed it too.
So it was just like a tomato. It was like a bolognese without the meat.
It was really good. I liked it. I didn't miss the meat at all.
That's the thing. You don't miss the meat. And I feel very full.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. What else?
I don't know. So when I talk to people about, so I'm quite open now about talking about how I share all my vegan meals. Like I made a vegan this and a vegan that and blah, blah, blah. Because I think it's just easy to say that rather than like, oh, it's meat free or dairy free.
Yeah.
And I think there's quite a lot of vegans in the sustainable zero waste area. And I totally kind of forgot where I was going with this story. I openly talk about it, right? And then every now and then, like, I think I got a little bit of comment back earlier on, but now no one really kind of talks to me about, like, calling me out or, like, saying, oh, you shouldn't do this because blah, blah, blah. Like, if I still eat meat and dairy?
Yeah. I think because it has become more mainstream, maybe less of that is happening. But then I watched this YouTube video the other day, and it was basically there's like 10 people, so it was like there's supposedly 9 vegans and 1 meat eater, and they have a game where they're in a square and then they have to figure out who the meat eater is, so they vote people off, and then at the end, if they get it right, they get to share all this money with all the vegans. But if they get it wrong, the meat eater or / the person that's the odd one out gets all the money.
Yeah.
So it was very interesting to see the different types of people. Like there was like a couple of people that were very aggressive in trying to understand like, oh, well, because you realize that because you eat that thing, that's not vegan.
Yeah.
And like being very aggressive about it, which is like, I suppose that's part of the game, but they were very like, well, you can't call yourself vegan because you have this. And it was understanding that maybe like the title of vegan means different things to kind of different people. like maybe some people aren't as like oh, I'm trying to explain myself. Like aren't investigating everything that they have. They try to just avoid, like they're avoiding dairy and meat.
Yeah.
And to them that means vegan.
Yeah.
But they're not like looking into all of like maybe the lollies and realizing that, oh, like this thing means that
It's got some kind of animal byproduct.
Yeah. So it means that it's like it's not vegan. So it was quite interesting to see like different people's take on being vegan and kind of what it meant to them.
Yeah.
I think there's definitely people out there, just like anything.
Oh yeah.
There's always
somebody
that can be quite
disagrees and is comfortable talking about their views on it. Yeah. But so in my scenarios that I've had quite a lot of people being like, oh, dairy is actually worse than the meat industry, like the beef industry.
Yeah.
And I've heard that from so many people, and I'd actually like to do some research to look into how it is bad. So I'm trying to eat less cheese now. But milk is like I said, milk is still on the cards for me.
Yeah, but you're reducing what you're consuming though.
Well, that's the other thing, right? It's like you can just reduce the amount of it.
Yeah.
You don't have to completely cut it out. And Simon keeps saying to me, he's like, you don't have to be vegan. No. Like I do a little bit of everything, right? Yeah. So that for me, doing a little bit of everything in every way possible is how I win.
Yeah. That's fine. What's that say? What can I talk about?
I don't know.
But yeah. Oh. How I got into realizing that vegetarian meals were tasty was Matt's sister is vegetarian and she's been a vegetarian for a very long time. So when I started going out with Matt and going around there for dinners, which I did a lot in my last year of uni because I was a poor student and had no food, so I was hanging out with Matt and then I'm like, oh, hey. Yeah. It was a nice positive byproduct. That they would do obviously vegetarian meals, because having like some nights they'd have like a meat option and then they'll do a vegetarian meal just for Matt's sister, but some nights they'd actually do vegetarian. I'm like I actually quite like this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, vegetarian meals aren't that bad.
They're not that bad. This is the thing, there's such a like a stigmatism around me.
Yeah.
My brother, gives me so much crap for eating it. Eating no meat. He's like, oh, where's the meat? I'm like, you don't need meat. He's like, I need meat. It's just like I think he's like,
yeah. It's just
what
people are used to.
Good. That's the thing, it tastes good.
Yeah. I know. I think like what you talked about before, like having vegetarian meals means that you are being quite creative with like the ingredients you have, and like you're not relying on that meat product to bring all the flavor. So it means that you're like using your creativity and adding flavor and adding all these things in to create a really good meal. Yeah. I think it almost helps you become a better cook because you start understanding the other ingredients that you're using all the time that would normally accompany your meat. You're like, oh, actually I could do the vegetables this way and they taste so much better. I think it's definitely helped in that regard, like putting like broccoli in like the oven and letting it getting like little like crispy bits and it's so good. So good.
Very, very good. I had an idea.
You did? What's the idea?
I don't know.
I can see you trying to recall it back in your memory.
Really?
She's got her eyes closed.
Takeaways.
Yeah.
I was going to talk about takeaways. So when you're eating out, it's so normal to be like, oh yeah, I'll get the chicken something or other.
And it's like, at home it was really easy to eat vegetarian and stuff, but then like eating out was way more different. It's like, because it's, I don't know, like it's just what you know. So like, you know, if you go get a burger, you get a beef burger, right?
Yeah,
because that's just like, that's what you know.
Yeah.
But what happened was that I was getting the Thai in my tiffin, and I got to chicken, and the chicken was just actually really disgusting. And I was like, oh, I'll get a vegetarian, please.
Yeah.
And I got this bit, like there were these bits of tofu in it, and I was like, dude, like where's this been all of my life? This is amazing. So I love tofu now, and whenever I get Indian, I always get vegetable Indian, because I'm like, otherwise it's just all meat.
Yeah, so because Matt didn't like, well, he doesn't like plain chicken. He's gotten used to having it in stuff now, but like a normal a normal roast chicken, he's like not a fan of at all. He'll have it in he'll have it like if he has a bun or something. Yeah, it's something. He used to be way worse and have no chicken at all. So when he would get Indian out and stuff like that, he would get the vegetarian ones, and that's still what he does now, because he's like, well, I just like it.
Yeah, it tastes good. Yeah, it does. It tastes good. And it's like, I hate it when you get something that's just all meat. I'm like, where are the veggies at? So I just get vegetarian.
Yeah, sorts that out.
But so like, this is the other thing, is that meat's actually become more of a treat for us. So I was actually, ethically, Kate was talking about how she eats meat, and how she eats mainly vegetarian and vegan. And if she does eat meat, she only eats meat from like an ethical, sustainable butcher in her own packaging. She doesn't eat meat out because she doesn't know where the meat comes from. And I was like, oh, that's a really good point.
Yeah.
Like, that's really good, where it's like, I actually really only eat meat out because it's really easy for me to eat vegetarian at home. When I'm out, it's kind of a treat. And if there isn't like a nice vegetarian, I do eat a lot of vegetarian stuff, but you know, if it's something there's a meat option on there, and I might be feeling a bit like meat and the veggie option's a bit blah, I'll get meat. When really, like Kate should do it the other way around.
Yeah, switch it up.
But I'm also really not fussy about it. So there's like a name for what I am. If you want to put labels on it. But I don't like putting labels on things. I'm like, I'm just me, and this is what I do. So it's like a flexitarian. Yeah. So it's like, you're flexible in your diet, which I totally am. I'm not strict about, like, if I go around to someone's house, like my parents or my fat friends, and they're like cooking meat, I'm going to eat the meat. Yeah. I'm not going to be, oh no, sorry. I'm because I'm not a vegetarian and I'm not a vegan. So I just eat the meat because I don't want to be difficult, and I don't feel like I need to be. Yeah.
That's fine though.
Or like, now I'll eat less meat as well. So like last night we had a barbecue, and they had roasted duck on the barbecue, which was very delicious.
Yeah, sounds good.
But I only had like a little bit, and then I ate loads of veggies, and I actually enjoyed the veggies more. Like, the meat was nice and it was good, but I enjoyed eating it with all the vegetables, and the vegetables were like my favorite part. Yeah,
so it's like the vegetables were like the main thing, and then like the meat was kind of just like a little side thing. Yeah. Nice. That's good. I don't know what else. Shall we talk about, since it's kind of been a month now when this comes out, even though really how we've recorded these, it's been in like a couple of weeks.
Wow. So what are we doing?
Don't we usually go like, how's your month?
How's our month been?
Yeah,
we kind of did that a little bit in the last one.
That's true, we did do that, partly because
sustainable July and the
plastic free July. God, get it right, Krystal. Has there been anything like you've seen or from like someone else, or like a product you've seen that's cool?
I bought a new pair of shoes.
Oh yes.
Okay, let's talk about this. So July is like the 1 month where people are like, because there's also the change one challenge, right?
Mm.
So it's like no plastic, change one challenge, which is a little bit more broad, and you can be like, oh, I'm not going to buy anything new for the month. So I've seen all these people be like, I'm not buying anything new. I'm like, I bought 2 new things this month, and I'm like, but I haven't bought anything new since like in the last like 8 months. So it's 8-9 months. So it's kind of like a bit of a funny thing. Like I think I've brought in the last 2 years, brought 5 new things now.
Wow. That's good.
And 2 of them I probably really shouldn't have brought, but that was like last year. So my chucks, which I looked it up, I did a post last year in March or May or something about my chucks, my Converse. I'm like, so my Converse are falling apart, there's a big hole in them, I can't get them resold. Thinking about how I can replace them with a shoe that is ethical and sustainable, and I can resole, because I've always been a huge like carer of shoes. Like I will resole the crap out of my shoes until they literally cannot be worn anymore. Like they've got to be falling apart basically.
Yeah.
And I like polish them, and I got all the shine and the brushes and give them conditioner and love. And I buy inner soles for my shoes so that the soles inside the shoe last ages. I make Simon do the same thing. He's not as good as I was, because I always paid a lot of money for my shoes, because it was like, I felt like it was an investment. I pretty much have all my shoes ever, because I've looked after them.
Yeah.
And they go in cycles, right? So I'll wear them one season, and then maybe 3 years later I'll wear them again. So I found these pair of shoes. I'm going to say this wrong. Veja, Veja. Veja. There's a French brand. Anyway,
Veja. Yeah.
Super ethical, super sustainable, and I have been drooling over these forever, right? Like you were like, oh, those are shoes you've been craving for ages.
Yeah, I remember you mentioning them ages ago. Yeah.
I swear it's been 2 years since I've been eyeballing these, and I think I can totally now justify buying these, because my chucks were dying. I have worn them for another year after they were literally falling apart. I cannot wear them anymore, because I needed something that I can wear in the rain, and there's like no soles left, so like my feet get wet. They're now my painting shoes.
Oh yeah.
So I haven't got them yet, but I ordered them last week, the shoes, and I'm so unbelievably excited.
I know. I can see the excitement in your eyes.
You can see the excitement on my face. I'm just like, ah. And the other new thing that I brought is a woolly jumper. So
nice.
I have actually, like, again, for 2 years, I'm like, I need more warm jumpers. And my cardigan that I have's, like, it's got holes all over it. And the other, like, a month or so ago, it just got this massive hole in the ladder up the arm. And it's like, it's kind of... It's just at a point where it's like, I fix it, and then Simon puts a hole in it, and then I fix it, and Simon puts another hole in it, and just blame Simon for everything.
You make it sound like he's just like sabotaging your cardigan.
Well, I remember picking it up once, there's this massive rip in the back. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? And he's like, oh, it might have been me when I pulled it. Like, he just like yanked it out of the washing machine and not thought about how things can rip.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, babe. So that's not a nice, like, I can't wear that as a nice outfit anymore. That's like a straggly kind of outfit that I wear around the house now.
Yeah.
And I have been trying to buy a jumper from an op shop.
Yeah.
I've looked at so many op shops. I keep going in and out of op shops, and I just can't find anything. And because I'm really particular about fabric, I want something that's not acrylic.
Yeah.
And I tried on this jumper from Country Road a few weeks ago. I actually tried on so many jumpers, and I just walked away. I was like, oh, I need to just think about it, and because they were quite expensive. And then Simon also needs new shoes because his work shoes are falling apart. And we were doing that, and at the same time I saw that the jumper that I had really liked was on sale. And I was like, oh, babe, can I try it on again? Do you want to see it? And if he's like, yeah, it's nice, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So I brought this is it. I'm wearing it right now.
Oh, nice. It does look nice. I
love it so much. And it's really, really warm, which is what I wanted. So that's 2 new things in a week that I've brought, which is very unnormal for me.
Yeah, it is very unnormal for you.
Yeah. Considering, like, because I have a background in fashion and I was obsessed with shoes, I used to buy a lot of shoes and clothes, and now I don't. So
yeah, you just look at all the clothes.
Yeah, I just look.
Nice. Oh, I mean, well, like I mentioned, I went secondhand shopping on the weekend for my wedding.
Oh yeah, you bought glasses. Tell us more about your shopping.
So I brought some sweet glasses. So we're just doing the like going to be odd, so they're not all the same shapes because I want it to be like a bit vintage, but it's still going to be that kind of like Krystal cut. So they're still kind of similar but different shapes and sizes. And then what else? Oh, and then we're getting cloth napkins as well.
Nice.
So we're starting. Mum got some of them from the op shop, and then I'm going to do some shopping around here because there's so many op shops and stuff. I'm like, I can go do it. Like, I'm pretty sure where I am, there's at least like 2 really good ones. If not, there's like at least 4 in my close proximity to where we live. So I think this weekend I might go for a little bit of a peruse. Now that we know what.
Now you know what you want.
Now that we know what we want, I can start gathering it a bit more.
That's good.
Yeah, so it's been good. It's been good. I've been like trying to find stuff that's like not from so far away, so it has to travel a very long distance to get to me for the wedding.
Yeah.
So I've been like, when I'm looking on Etsy, even though I haven't bought anything from Etsy yet, I've been being like, oh, shops in New Zealand, or like looking at like Trade Me, which is like our local online, I don't know, what is it?
It's like an eBay or a Gumtree.
Yeah, but for New Zealand.
Yeah.
So I've been looking at that as well because I want to get some moss.
Moss.
Yeah, for the tables.
Like real moss. Or
yeah,
like...
I don't want artificial. I don't want plastic. So I either have to buy some moss that's dried or buy some living moss and then keep that alive for a week before the wedding. But that should be easy enough to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you found somewhere to get it?
So there's a place. I found one place, but I might go talk to some florists as well.
Yeah, you want like a wholesaler, florist wholesaler.
So
I know a florist. I could.
Oh, could you ask?
Maybe ask her. She has just had a baby though.
Oh, you just ask her where I can get it from, and then I can do all the hard work.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I've been doing a lot of that.
Fun.
A lot of wedding. Yeah.
It's good that you do things secondhand, especially for something like a wedding, because it can get quite out of hand.
Yes, it can get quite out of hand. And then I'm like, I feel like if you're buying something brand new, which we will probably have to do at some point, like I want to get some like string lights and stuff, so I'm going to try see if I can find that secondhand from maybe another wedding. Yeah. But I just feel like it's a one-time thing, and then like if you're going to reuse it again, like maybe after, like we're getting all of our plates, so they're going to be all mismatched plates. And I'm like, oh yay, we can have new plates after, and I like them being all mismatched.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that stresses me out so much. I love it. I think that it looks amazing, but I just could not have mismatching stuff in my house.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just trying to be a bit more conscious about like what I'm buying, and if I can make it myself. And like I've been making paper flowers. I've been doing kind of about 5 a week.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Have you got a picture of what they look like?
No, I'll take a photo next time and
send
it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Matt's supposed to be helping me, but he's like, oh, but you're so good at it. Like he did one, and I think I did 2 in the time it took him to do one. But it's like, let's just practice.
Yeah.
And I'm also,
make it a competition.
Yeah. And I'm like, you should be good at this. You do all of your models.
That's true. You should be really good at it.
Yeah, but I'm like, oh, the Matte Factory is not doing. I've ordered so many paper flowers, and the production's just kind of stopped.
I love it.
So I've been giving him shit. But yeah, we trade off. So it's like, I'm like, oh, if you make dinner, I can do some paper flowers or do some sewing for the wedding.
That's totally fair.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's about us.
That's a wrap.
Yeah.
Cool.
So if you do want to get in touch or check us out, we have an email address. It's ecome and ecou@gmail.com. We also have a Facebook group, so feel free to join.
Which is also called EcoMe plus EcoU.
Yeah, plus EcoU.
The plus sign. Yeah.
Yeah, with a plus sign. The email addresses.
And because you can't have the...
You can't have a plus sign.
Solo.
What else? So where can people find you, Krystal, if they want to find you?
You can find me over at the Eco Society on Instagram, Facebook, or also check out our website. That is all linked below, and you can also follow Nick at
_Nick _Nick. Your song stuffed me up.
I'm sorry.
I got distracted. So that's _Nick _Nick.
You're going to cut that out.
No, I'm going to keep that in because it was funny.
So if you've been following us for quite a long time, it took Nick like 10 episodes to remember.
Yeah, I feel like
her Instagram handle.
all those underscores in there. I really didn't help myself.
It goes backwards. It goes underscore first.
Yeah.
It's like, I know it, but you don't know it. And it doesn't help when I go, follow you at, and I'm like pointing at it like it's your turn.
I know. So much pressure.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
Cool.
We'll
Thanks,
catch you next time.
Bye.